Smell. Go well. Jason, you guys with 62 points in the paint, 30 assists. What do you feel like was working so well for the offensive end?
Well, guys are touching, everybody's touching the ball. We could draw up a play for Joe, Deron, Sean, but that doesn't mean that that's the one who's going to take the shot. I thought everybody's touching it, and that's one of the nice things to watch from the seat I have is, you draw up a play for Joe and Paul ends up with the shot. Guys are sharing the ball and trusting one another.
A lot of players obviously with big contributions tonight, but Mason and just the way in which he played in the first half and what he's done, how much do you continue to see his development and his improvements?
He's growing each time he's taking the floor. The more minutes he gets, the better he gets. And so being a rookie, he's going to make some mistakes, but again, the way that he can finish around the rim with the guys that are passing the ball, it's fun to watch. But again, Mason is, a big part of our success right now.
Jason, I know you're not crazy about talking about yourself, but before the game, Billy King attributed a lot of the turnaround success of this team to you providing an identity. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it's those guys in that locker room. We, as a group, we trust each other from top to bottom, from Billy, from our owner, all the way down to the ball boys. Again, things didn't start off the way we wanted, but it's a marathon. It's not who starts the race in first, it's who finishes in first. And so, guys, understand what we're trying to do defensively and offensively, and it's fun to watch right now.
Jason, Billy had also updated us on Brooks' condition. Tonight was another example of kind of how the system has developed kind of in his absence. How do you think he would fit into something like this? Billy said he thought he could fit in fairly well.
Yeah, I think he's a guy who can put the ball in the basket, and he commands probably a double team. And the way the guys are shooting the ball right now, we probably would have to, go small. I'm not afraid of being small. When you look at Paul and Brooke out there together, that gives us a stretch four. And but unfortunately, Brooke won't be with us for this season, so we won't be able to see that. And hopefully, he has a speedy recovery and he can be ready to go next season.
Jason, another big win at home with the way you guys have played, at Barclays Center in the last couple of months. Does that make getting home court advantage in the playoffs any more important?
No. You got to win on the road at some point to win a championship. So for us, it's taking one game at a time and winning as many as possible and see who we open up in the first round on the road or at home. And so, we'll see what happens here.
Part of what Billy talked about, part of that identity thing was kind of the style you guys have played, really going back to the start of the new year with these kind of 4-out, 1-in style and a lot of versatile guys. Do you feel like that's the way you like to have a team, for the team you're going to be coaching going forward, to be kind of based around that?
Well, it's kind of different. You could say it's 4 around 1, but we can post up our point guard, Sean, or Deron, or we can post up Joe. So when you have the guys that can knock down threes and you can space the floor and you give your guys opportunities for driving lanes, and you have someone like Mace who can catch the ball and play above the rim, it can work. The one thing that we do as a team, we have to get better at is rebounding the ball. So we'll see. This is the team we have right now, and this is the way we're going to play.
Hello, Coach. Just doing a story on Jorge Gutierrez. I know that he went to the same school as you in California. And before the game, I was talking to him. He said that when he was there, he was inspired by you. So I just wanted to know, when he was in college and before you came here, did you get a chance to speak with him and give him some advice? And what's it like now, just being able to coach him?
So did he pay you to give you like brownie points? No, Jorge's a great kid. We had Jorge in preseason, and we were very high on Jorge, and for us to have the opportunity to be able to get him back and for these last 20 days and see him play, I thought, again, he did a great job for the time he was out there on the floor. He works extremely hard in practice and the time that he, individual workouts. So he fits the way that we want to play. He fits the type of guy or person or basketball player I want on this team, and hopefully we can keep him.
Last question. Have you guys decided yet if Kevin's going to make the trip? And if you haven't made that decision yet, what's going to be the process tomorrow?
He won't go on the trip. He's gonna stay home, and we'll see how he feels when he gets back.
Okay, thank you.
How big is Mason been throughout the stretch?
Huge. He's definitely coming into his own right now. You know, KG's took him under his wing. You know, he's a willing learner. You know, he comes and he works hard, and you know his results are paying off because he's playing so good for us right now. And you know, he's scoring the basketball, he's rebounding, he's playing great defensively, and we don't even run a play for him.
Billy said before the game that you guys last couple months kind of developed the identity you've been looking to find since you really got here. Do you feel like that's the case, the way you guys have been playing over the last 10, 12 years?
I think so. I think it took us a little longer than we thought to kind of gel, and I think a lot of that had to do with injuries. You know, we got into a funk just losing, you know, put us in a funk. And once we fought our way out of it, now you kind of, you know, see what type of team we can be.
Can you see the styles one you guys would use going forward too, kind of the way you guys have played right since the start of the new year?
I think so. I think we have to. You know, we have to go small ball. You know, we have to play up tempo a little bit. We're just playing solid basketball. Defensively, we're helping each other out. We're getting steals. We're causing turnovers. Offensively, we're sharing the ball. You know, no guy cares whose night it is, and you know, that's the beauty of it.
How big is this road trip coming up for you guys?
It's a big one. You know, we got 3 tough teams on the road coming up, so you know, we got to be ready to go.
You looking forward to going to Dallas? It always seems like you have pretty big games there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I get to go home and you know, have a lot of family there, friends, so you know, I definitely enjoy playing there.
Have you guys created like a home court advantage here that you tried to create, even going back to last year? You talked about making it a tough place to play. Do you feel like it's becoming a tough place to play for people now?
I think so. You know, we got 11 straight, so you know, it's definitely playing well here. Like I said before, the crowd is definitely involved and definitely playing a big part of that. And so just hopefully we can continue that going forward.
Does that make getting home court in the playoffs important?
I think so. I mean, I think you always want to shoot for that. We got a chance to do that, so we just got to keep fighting, keep calling, and not have any letdowns.
We can win at home, but the real challenge is how well we can play on the road, which is this 3-day road trip coming up, which is a huge challenge for us, knowing that each and every game is huge for us. So that's something we have to take care of because come playoff time, we maybe start out on the road.
You guys are 25, I think, and 10 right now since I think January 1st. Just how confident is this team overall with the way you guys are playing on both ends of the court?
Well, I think we're clicking on all cylinders right now. You know, I think we're starting to reach our peak here at the right time at this point in the season. With about a month left, you know, everybody's going with confidence. You know, the good thing maybe in a week or 2 weeks or whenever it comes back, whenever Kevin comes back, just make us that much more deep. And so it's good that we're playing this way without a huge piece of this puzzle.
Paul, 4 years ago, you made the playoffs before season, and made the run to the finals. What's it like to be the team that nobody wants to face? Kind of up and down the
you know, right now we're going to definitely be an underdog. Nobody's really talking about us, but you know, we feel like we match up with pretty much anybody in the league, especially in the Eastern Conference. You know, may the chips fall where they may. You know, come playoff time, we feel like we can compete with the best of them. We feel like we can be one of the better teams in the East, if not come out the East. And you know, I think we're going to be able to surprise a couple teams.
Does that give you? Can you give the guys some confidence that you did it before coming out, you're going to be back and having to beat the number 1 seed?
Well, yeah, I can share that with my experiences, but you know, this is a new team. But the thing about it, the thing about this new team, we have a lot of veterans who've been in the playoffs. You know, who understands, you know, the type of mentality you got to be in the playoffs, and that's what's great for us.
So part of your job description is sharing your experience, fitting into whatever's needed on certain situations.
You know, that's the experience I bring to this ball club. You know, I've been in pretty much every kind of situation you can think of. You know, I just try to share with them, you know, when we get in these situations at the end of the year, the playoffs, you know, what type of mentality, what's it going to take, you know, when we get in those situations, because I've been in a lot of those situations.
Is it hard to believe at all how much different things are than they were just a couple months ago back at the start of the new year?
No. You know, I think this is a team that always believed it. You know, we wouldn't have turned this thing around if we didn't believe that. You know, the good thing about this locker room is we're struggling. the leaders in here, we always say, you know, we're going to turn this thing around. We stayed positive. There was no finger pointing. There was no, we need to change this, need to do this. We just need to play a little bit harder. And you know, sometimes chemistry takes a little bit longer to get than some other teams. You know, it was a unique situation we had in 08 when we brought it together. You know, this is a little different now. You know, so it took a bit longer. Now you see the chemistry coming around, and it's beautiful.
How much credit does Jason get for that too?
He gets lots of credit. He gets the majority of the credit too. You know, he stuck with us. He helped us buy into what he was preaching. You know, he's gained the confidence of the players. Not that he didn't have it before, but we just continued to grow together, and I think that was a big part.
What's the process for you coming into this new situation, feeling your way along into a leadership role?
Well, you know, you don't want to step on anybody's toes when you come into a new locker room. You know, you got guys that's been here for a few years, and so you just kind of feel it out, you know, as time goes along, and then you just kind of see what your role and how you're going to fit in on a new team. And I just saw, you know, as time went on, I just tried to ease my way into it. You know, you don't want to just jump full head first into it. Everybody knew my background and my experience and what I could bring as a leader. So, but I didn't want to force it upon nobody. You know, I just wanted to ease into the role. And, you know, as time went on, guys began to accept it more and more.
With how you guys have played at home in the last couple of months, how important is getting home court advantage when come playoff time?
Well, I mean, we want to get home court advantage, but, you know, the reality is Toronto's playing well, Chicago's playing well. There's a chance we can't get home court advantage. So it's equally as important for us to play good on the road. And, you know, this is a big trip for us coming up as we go to Dallas, New Orleans, and Charlotte. You know, 3 good teams that play well at home. So, you know, this is a test in itself. So, you know, we have to start playing well on the road at this point in the year if we're going to do any damage in the playoffs.
What about playing 3 and 4 in the road too? I mean, how difficult is that? 3 and 4 is tough enough, but 3 and 4 on the road is very difficult.
Yeah, well, 3 and 4 is tougher for any team in the league, but, you know, it's a necessary evil. You know, it all comes down to mental toughness, man. You know, we have to be that mental tough group. You know, when you say 3 and 4, you have to say, hey, you know, this could be a game 7 in the playoffs to go to the championship. How mentally tough are we on that third night of a back-to-back to get it done when we're tired in the fourth quarter? It comes down to those situations, and we have to see how mentally tough we are.